I am finally back from Hong Kong. So I went to Taiwan and Hong Kong with my mum. I think I filmed a lot more like talking clips in the hotel in Taiwan because that for us was a very relaxed trip. It was just the two of us. We didn't have any friends or acquaintances that we were, you know, trying to catch up with and stuff, but Hong Kong was jam-packed. Mum has quite a few friends over there spanning like decades, and they haven't seen each other in ages, so it was a lot of catching up. So we were just like out early in the morning and back late, and so I didn't really film, but I'm gonna recap for you guys what I got up to in Hong Kong. So we flew from Taipei to Hong Kong. We were on 2 separate flights because I was like last minute tacked on to the trip, so I was just booked on whatever flight could get me from Taiwan to Hong Kong. It was not the same flight as my mother, and by the time we got to the hotel, we were picked up at the airport by a friend. It was like 11:30. There was a whole kerfuffle with our hotel room as well. We ended up staying in one room for the first night, and then they moved us the next morning. Basically, we had booked a specific type of room and they'd essentially just put us in a cheaper room because they didn't have a room available. So the first full day we had in Hong Kong, the morning was just moving and dealing with like hotel staff and getting our suitcases into the new room. And it is a very, very big building. It's 41 floors total. We stayed at the Harbour Grand in Hong Kong, and we basically had to come all the way back to ground floor and go into a different set of elevators because they had 3 different sets for different floors. So you went from like 0 to 14 in one block, and then like 24 to like 14 to 28, and then 28 to 41. After the whole bedroom debacle, hotel room debacle was sorted, we went and got breakfast nearby. The food options were honestly amazing, and I think this is common across all of Asia. The food definitely tastes a lot better than it looks because presentation isn't like, it's purely a fine dining thing in a lot of Asian countries. It doesn't trickle down into the small family-owned businesses. We had breakfast, and then we got 3 different trains, and then we got picked up at the last train stop that we stopped at, and then we were driven to my mom's friend's house where we like spent a bit of time with her parents. My mom's friend, I think they go back to like when they were like in their 20s, so this is a friendship spanning 3 decades, but it spans across 2 different countries, so they don't actually get to see each other a lot. So we spent all day with her. For lunch that day we went, I don't even know where she took us. We literally would just get in the car and she would drive, but we went to this place that's really, really common for fresh seafood. It's a bit more of a weekend type of thing, but a lot of fishermen come in on their boats and they literally just sell the stock as is off the side of the pier. We didn't buy from them because they don't actually have a cooking option. It's typically locals buying like fresh seafood to take home and cook, which we weren't cooking. So we did go to a restaurant, and theirs is also live seafood. It's a very wet market style thing, and you just have the seafood options there and you pick what you want, and then they turn around and they cook it for you. From there we went to Hutong, which is a restaurant that originated, I believe, in Hong Kong, but they have quite a few stores or quite a few restaurants all over the world, in like the Shard at London, they have in Dubai and Miami, I believe, as well. And we did their 6-course tasting menu, which you had to book in advance. So I didn't realize that we were going to be eating so much food during the day. We actually struggled to kind of get through all 6 courses, but it was definitely delicious. Worth checking out if you were going there. They do have an a la carte menu, and they have a gorgeous view as well. So we finish up dinner, we go back to our hotel, and we pretty much just sleep. The next morning we get up early and I go to church. I find a little Russian Orthodox church not too far from where I'm staying. I go there for like an hour-and-a-half service, and then we go to Yamta where we catch up with 3 of Mum's friends. And from all the stories that they told me, the last time they saw me I was about 3 or 4 years old. So it's been like 2 decades since they've seen me. After lunch we go to the Peak, which is basically a lookout where you can see like Victoria Harbour, which is like the most popular harbour in Hong Kong. After the Peak, which was very short-lived because it was actually so busy, Hong Kong has recently allowed like tour buses coming back into the country post-COVID. I think specifically like a lot of Chinese tourist buses. So the Peak was absolutely packed. So we left the Peak and we got dropped off in a shopping district somewhere. Now, if you know me, you know that I am a yellow gold girly all the way. I have a particular love for 24 karat, which I will say is a lot harder to find in Australia because craftsmanship for 24 karat gold is immaculate because it's pure gold. So I ended up picking up 2 pieces from this store. Now, we do have their stores in Australia, but they just really don't carry as much. So I'm going to show you. Got a pair of earrings. These are super cute. These are 24 karat gold and they're a clover vibe. Definitely very similar to like VCA, not exact. It doesn't have like that little pearl in the middle, but I've been told that it's like a very common, very popular like design. And the second piece I got is another 24 karat gold piece, and this is a bracelet. It's got a butterfly on it, and the craftsmanship is honestly amazing because like that sparkle that you get here, it's purely made from the gold alone. There's no like stones, there's no like precious gems or anything. It's literally just 24 karat gold, and it's the way that it's been like crafted and cut. Now we move on to my Hong Kong travel tips. I'm going to give you guys my 5 top travel tips if you ever go to Hong Kong. The first one might sound funny, but if you find a toilet, use it. Coming from Australia, where you can kind of very easily get to a bathroom should you need it, like a public restroom, that does not exist in Hong Kong. I found out the hard way on like my first day that it can take you a good like 20-25 minutes to actually find a bathroom when you need one because they just don't have a lot of public toilets. Like some buildings that are dual purpose, so like commercial on the bottom and residential on the top, their bathrooms will be specifically for tenants only, and you have to like swipe in with a key card. Number 2, get yourself an octopus card. An octopus card is kind of similar to an opal card in Australia, but you can use it in a lot of shops as well, which means if you put too much money on it and you don't think you're going to use it all on travel before you leave the country, you can take it to like a cafe and you can pay with your octopus card. The other thing is it's valid for like 3 years from the last top up, so you can always take it back with you if you have intentions of revisiting Hong Kong. But Hong Kong's railway system is so easy to use, it's so convenient, and it is very much on time, like it runs on schedule. Number 3, the airport is a lot bigger than you think. I found this out when I was laying over from Taiwan to Hong Kong. There are 530 gates. Now, if you were flying like a major airline, like we got lucky coming back, we were at like gate number 1, which is basically as you go in to departures. But if you were at a gate like 500 something, you're gonna have to go like up 2 floors or down 2 floors, get a train like 3 stations away, and then go up a whole bunch more stairs. So give yourself ample time. If there is one country where you need the 3 hours prior to an international departure, it's going to be Hong Kong. Also, if you were laying over in Hong Kong, give yourself at least an hour and a half in between flights, because I had an hour and a half and I got to my connecting flight when they were doing the final boarding call. Number 4, this is not so much a tip, but it's just something to be aware of. Customer service in Hong Kong is very, very highly like sought after. As in, like, if you go to a hotel or you go into like residential buildings, there's like a door person. When we walk in and out of like the main entry door to our hotel, someone opens the door and closes it behind us. Mum got into a little bit of a like, I had to pull her back and be like, they're not going to let you handle your own suitcases. Like, even if you tell them, you're like, oh, I'll do it, they will not let you take your own suitcases out of the car. They won't let you wheel them into the foyer. Like, you don't wheel them to the check-in desk. Like, they hold it for you, and then once you get your key and they see that you like are ready to go to your room, they will go into the elevator with you. Like, if you go and they start doing things, just let them do their thing. Tip number 5, it doesn't matter what the weather is, they will blast the air conditioning. Always pack on the heavier side, as in like, I don't mean pack 500,000 outfits, I mean pack your winter gear even if you're going in summer. We were there, actually wait, no, yeah, I don't know, maybe I've said that wrong, but we were there and it was like 20 degrees. And so we packed according to basically an Australian autumn. It doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees and it's already cold outside. The buildings will be 15 degrees. The trains are freezing. The cars are freezing. The buildings are freezing. You definitely will need that jumper.